You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your PMP certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Benefits and value form the why of a project. While scope, schedule, and cost describe what will be delivered and when, benefits describe the outcomes that justify the investment. Value is the realized return from those benefits, whether in financial terms, customer satisfaction, risk reduction, or strategic positioning. PMI emphasizes that delivering scope without delivering value is failure in disguise. A project manager must therefore evaluate, protect, and report on benefits throughout the project lifecycle. On the exam, stems that describe deliverables produced but no value realized point directly to the benefits and value mindset. Correct answers emphasize outcomes, not just outputs. The purpose of benefits evaluation is to confirm that the project contributes to organizational strategy. Every project is launched with a business case, which outlines expected benefits. These may be tangible, like increased revenue, or intangible, like improved reputation. Evaluating benefits means asking, are we on track to deliver the promised outcomes? Delivering benefits requires more than meeting technical specifications. It requires ensuring adoption, alignment with strategy, and usability of deliverables. On the exam, distractors that focus solely on technical outputs miss the point. Correct answers emphasize benefits tied to organizational objectives. The project manager's stance is that of a benefits steward. You may not own the long-term measurement of benefits. That often belongs to sponsors or operations, but you are accountable for enabling them. That means clarifying benefit definitions early, aligning deliverables with those definitions, and ensuring handoff to those who will track and realize value after project closure. Benefit stewardship is about accountability, not ownership. On the exam, stems about PM responsible for tracking benefits for 5 years. Test whether you understand this nuance. Correct answers emphasize enabling, not indefinitely owning. Benefits realization. The first step is to identify and define benefits. This involves translating business case promises into clear, measurable outcomes. For example, improved customer satisfaction becomes increase customer satisfaction scores by 10% within 1 year. Reduced operating cost becomes lower support costs by $500,000 annually. Benefits must be specific, measurable, and tied to a time frame. PMI emphasizes SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. On the exam, stems that describe vague promises without metrics point to incomplete benefit definitions. Correct answers emphasize making benefits concrete and measurable. Benefits should also be prioritized. Not all benefits are equal, and trade-offs may be necessary. Some benefits may be financial, others strategic, and still others regulatory. Prioritization ensures that when constraints arise, the most important benefits are protected. This is especially critical in agile or hybrid environments where scope can shift dynamically. By prioritizing benefits, the project manager provides clarity to sponsors and teams about which outcomes matter most. On the exam, distractors that suggest treating all benefits equally are misleading. Correct answers emphasize prioritization, alignment, and visibility of benefits. Defining benefits also involves clarifying assumptions. Many benefits forecasts rest on assumptions about markets, customer behavior, or operational efficiency. If those assumptions prove false, benefits may not materialize. The project manager ensures assumptions are documented and monitored. For example, a projected revenue increase assumes stable market conditions. If markets change, projections may need adjustment. On the exam, stems that describe benefits not realized due to unstated assumptions highlight this risk. Correct answers emphasize documenting assumptions and linking them to benefit forecasts. A benefits management plan provides the roadmap for realizing and evaluating benefits. It defines how benefits will be measured, when they will be tracked, who owns them, and what evidence is required. It may also outline dependencies and risks that could threaten benefits. PMI emphasizes that the plan should be developed alongside the project management plan, not as an afterthought. The benefits management plan links the business case to execution. On the exam, clues about no plan for tracking benefits after delivery point to this gap. Correct answers emphasize creating and maintaining the benefits management plan. The benefits register complements the plan. It is a living document that lists each benefit, its definition, owner, measurement method, time frame, and current status. Unlike the plan, which is broad and strategic, the register is detailed and operational. It is updated throughout the project to reflect changing realities. The register makes benefits visible and actionable. On the exam, distractors may suggest vague tracking or memory-based benefits. Correct answers emphasize maintaining a structured benefits register as part of project artifacts. Transparency in benefits management prevents value drift, where projects deliver outputs but lose sight of outcomes. The register also connects to other artifacts. Each benefit should map to deliverables, scope items, and acceptance criteria. This traceability ensures that every piece of work has a clear line of sight to intended value. Without this mapping, teams may deliver features or functions that look impressive but do not contribute meaningfully. On the exam, stems about deliverables not tied to benefits highlight this error. Correct answers emphasize building traceability between scope and benefits. This alignment protects against wasted effort and reinforces the principle that projects exist to deliver value, not activity. Delivering for value means sequencing work to realize benefits as early as possible. Agile approaches naturally support this by delivering increments that stakeholders can use immediately. Predictive approaches can also support early value by phasing deliverables strategically. For example, delivering a core module early may enable operational improvements before the entire system is complete. The project manager seeks to maximize value realization within constraints. On the exam, distractors that suggest delivering all scope at the end are incomplete. Correct answers emphasize delivering for benefits as soon as feasible, not deferring everything. Value delivery also means protecting against nice-to-have features that consume effort without contributing to benefits. These features, sometimes called scope creep, can drain resources from higher-value work. By focusing on benefits, the project manager ensures that resources are aligned to outcomes, not distractions. This requires disciplined backlog management in agile or change control in predictive. On the exam, stems about stakeholders requesting extras without benefit link test this discipline. Correct answers emphasize aligning scope decisions with benefits, not accommodating extras without analysis. Delivering for value also requires managing risks. Benefits may be threatened by external changes, delays, or defects. The project manager identifies benefit-related risks and ensures mitigation plans exist. For example, if a benefit depends on high user adoption, a risk may be low adoption due to poor training. Mitigation might include investing in communication and training. PMI emphasizes benefits-focused risk management as part of stewardship. On the exam, clues about benefits threatened by unaddressed risks highlight this principle. Correct answers emphasize anticipating and mitigating risks to protect value. Tracking and reporting benefits keeps stakeholders informed and aligned. Benefits tracking involves measuring leading and lagging indicators. Leading indicators predict whether benefits will materialize. For example, early adoption rates or pilot feedback. Lagging indicators confirm results. For example, financial savings or satisfaction scores after rollout. Reporting should be clear, consistent, and aligned to the benefits register. On the exam, distractors that focus only on lagging indicators miss early warning opportunities. Correct answers emphasize tracking both leading and lagging measures. Reporting also builds trust. Stakeholders want to know not just what has been delivered, but what value it is generating. Transparent reporting demonstrates stewardship and builds credibility for the project manager. Reports should show progress toward benefit targets, highlight risks, and propose actions if trends threaten outcomes. PMI emphasizes that benefits reporting is not optional, it is central to accountability. On the exam, stems about stakeholders surprised by lack of benefits point to reporting failures. Correct answers emphasize proactive, transparent reporting. In summary, planning and managing benefits begins with defining them clearly, prioritizing, documenting assumptions, and creating a benefits management plan and register. Delivering for value means sequencing work strategically, resisting distractions, and managing risks to outcomes. Tracking and reporting keep benefits visible and ensure stakeholders remain engaged. PMI's philosophy is that projects succeed only when value is realized, not when deliverables alone are produced. On the exam, pitfalls include vague definitions, ignoring assumptions, or focusing solely on outputs. Correct answers emphasize outcomes, value, and transparent stewardship. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Sometimes benefits evaluation requires a light touch of math. Simple calculations can help frame whether value is being realized as expected. For example, if the business case predicted annual cost savings of $1 million, and after 6 months the project has achieved $250,000, we can project whether the full target remains realistic. Another simple check is benefit-to-cost ratio, which divides realized benefits by costs to date. If a project has delivered $400,000 in benefits for $200,000 in cost, that ratio is 2-to-1. PMI stresses that the math should be transparent and rounded for clarity. On the exam, stems about basic projections test this kind of reasoning. Earned value management deals primarily with schedule and cost performance, but benefits tracking sometimes borrows its logic. Instead of earned value, we might track earned benefit, the portion of projected outcomes already achieved. For example, if customer satisfaction scores improved 5% out of a 10% target, then half of the benefit has been earned. Forecasting then projects whether the full target can be reached within the planned timeframe. These simple benefit forecasts help stakeholders gauge whether corrective actions are needed. On the exam, distractors that skip analysis and rush to re-baseline miss the point. Correct answers emphasize projecting benefits carefully. Value checks also compare leading indicators to lagging results. A project promising cost savings may use adoption rate as a leading indicator. If adoption is lower than expected, savings will lag behind. Math here might involve percentages. For example, adoption at 60% versus a target of 80%. This gap signals risk to benefits realization, prompting interventions such as training or communications. PMI highlights that benefit stewardship requires interpreting these numbers in context. On the exam, correct answers emphasize monitoring early signals and acting before lagging indicators confirm failure. Numbers are tools for decision-making, not just reporting. Transition and ownership of benefits are critical at closure. The project manager enables benefits but usually does not own them long-term. That responsibility shifts to sponsors, business owners, or operational teams. Handover must therefore include not only deliverables but also the benefits register, performance baselines, and any measurement tools. The project manager ensures ownership is clear and accepted. Without this, benefits tracking stalls once the project ends. On the exam, distractors that imply the project manager monitors benefits for years are misleading. Correct answers emphasize enabling transition to those accountable for sustained measurement and realization. Ownership must also be reinforced through accountability structures. For example, a business owner may be tasked with reporting quarterly on benefit outcomes. The sponsor may hold authority to escalate if benefits deviate from plan. The project manager ensures these expectations are documented before closure. Benefits realization depends not just on handover, but on accountability after handover. On the exam, stems about no one tracked benefits after project highlight this risk. Correct answers emphasize assigning ownership explicitly and aligning accountability to organizational governance. Transition to benefits ownership is smoother when operational teams are involved throughout the project. If they engage only at closure, adoption, and measurement lag. Involving them early ensures they understand how to measure, sustain, and communicate value. Training, rehearsals, and dry runs prepare them for this role. PMI emphasizes that ownership cannot be imposed suddenly. It must be built into the project's rhythm. On the exam, correct answers often highlight engaging future benefit owners early and continuously, not waiting until the end. External shifts can dramatically affect benefits. Markets change, regulations evolve, and customer needs shift. A benefit that once looked realistic may evaporate, while new opportunities may emerge. The project manager's role is to monitor the external environment and advise stakeholders when benefits assumptions change. This may lead to replanning, reprioritization, or even project termination. PMI stresses that benefits management is not static, it adapts to reality. On the exam, stems about market changes in validated benefits. Test whether you recognize the need to reassess and replan. Correct answers emphasize revisiting assumptions and updating the benefits register. Replanning for benefits often requires difficult trade-offs. If the primary benefit is no longer achievable, the project may pivot to secondary benefits or adjust scope to maximize remaining value. This requires impact analysis across cost, schedule, and quality. Transparent communication ensures stakeholders understand trade-offs and make informed decisions. PMI emphasizes that ending a project early can sometimes be the right decision if benefits vanish. On the exam, distractors often suggest, quote, finish regardless. Correct answers emphasize analyzing and acting based on benefit viability, not sunk cost. Let's consider a scenario. A project promised to reduce support costs by 20% annually. Midway through, an external vendor raised prices, wiping out projected savings. Options include continuing the project unchanged, escalating to cancel, adjusting scope to focus on other benefits, or quietly altering projections. The best action is to analyze impacts, communicate transparently, and propose adjusted benefits realization plans or alternatives. PMI emphasizes that honesty and analysis come first. On the exam, correct answers highlight reassessment and communication, not hiding or ignoring external shifts. Another scenario involves early benefit realization. A project delivers a pilot feature that already generates significant revenue before the full rollout. Options include slowing rollout to extend testing, celebrating but delaying reporting, accelerating delivery of remaining features, or analyzing results to reprioritize backlog for maximum value. The correct answer emphasizes analyzing and leveraging early value to maximize outcomes while keeping governance intact. PMI highlights that value should be recognized and amplified when it emerges. On the exam, correct answers stress adapting to realized value, not ignoring it. Exam pitfalls in benefits management often involve confusing outputs with outcomes. Delivering on scope is not enough. The question is whether value was realized. Another pitfall is failing to assign benefit ownership, leaving outcomes unmeasured after closure. A third is ignoring external changes that invalidate assumptions. A fourth is focusing only on lagging indicators, reacting too late to protect value. On the exam, distractors often tempt candidates with finish scope regardless. Correct answers emphasize outcomes, accountability, adaptability, and early signals. Another common trap is overcomplicating benefits math. PMI does not expect advanced financial modeling on the exam. The focus is on basic ratios, percentages, and projections that demonstrate whether value is on track. Distractors may include heavy formulas or complex calculations, but the exam typically favors reasoning about value direction rather than detailed finance. Correct answers emphasize clear, simple math applied thoughtfully, not rote calculations. The goal is decision-making support, not accounting. Communication failures are also a recurring pitfall. Benefits must be reported clearly to sponsors and stakeholders, not assumed. Overstating benefits to satisfy stakeholders is equally risky. Transparency builds trust, even if projections shift. PMI emphasizes credibility as central to benefits stewardship. On the exam, stems about stakeholders surprised by lack of benefits highlight failures in reporting. Correct answers emphasize honest, clear communication supported by data and evidence. A quick playbook summarizes benefits stewardship. Step 1. Define benefits clearly and prioritize them. Step 2. Document them in a benefits management plan and register. Step 3. Deliver value early where possible, linking deliverables directly to outcomes. Step 4. Track benefits using leading and lagging indicators, applying light math checks to confirm trends. Step 5. Transition ownership to sponsors or business owners, ensuring accountability continues after closure. Step 6. Reassess benefits when external conditions shift and adjust plans accordingly. On the exam, correct answers echo this structured flow, not shortcuts or assumptions. In conclusion, benefits and value are the ultimate test of project success. Scope, schedule, and cost matter only insofar as they contribute to outcomes that advance strategy. PMI emphasizes that project managers are stewards of benefits, ensuring they are defined, protected, reported, and transitioned. Exam pitfalls include confusing outputs with outcomes, failing to assign ownership, ignoring external changes, or overcomplicating math. Correct answers highlight stewardship, traceability, and adaptability. By focusing on benefits and value, project managers ensure their projects are not just completed, but truly successful in the eyes of the organization. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.